Hello, I am Evernoob and made a little quick video here. Just hanging out in my little open air room on my creative world. But this video is all about the quality of life stuff. I don't think there's actually anything in here. I started this a while ago and then just forgot about it till recently, so okay. Like I said, this is all about quality of life stuff. So, first things first, some improvements to boats. So currently we don't have any sort of a boat you can make out of the Crimson or Warped, deal. So, I was thinking these boats would be handy if they wanted to make some sort of boat. Well, there, I just ruined it, didn't I? In the Nether, they would allow you to cross over lava. That's the way they would work. And maybe the planks aren't quite enough. Maybe they do need like an additional cost, like a netherite there is what makes them fireproof or something. But yeah, obviously if you brought them into the regular world, yeah, they wouldn't actually have like any function. They'd just sink in any water. But yeah, a way to cross lava in the Nether. I mean, the Striders do this as well, but I think this one would be just a little bit more practical. Plus, you'd still have, the threat of gas, all that. It's a nice way for covering the big stretches of the Nether, like the big lakes and stuff, without having to bridge. Just an idea there. And then also, I think bamboo, rather than having like a chest or anything, you should have a campfire on it. It's more a simplified boat design, so it'd be cool. Plus, bamboo boat with campfire, you could cook your meat on there while you're rolling around, or fish or what have you. It would be wondrous. But yeah, that's all I had for the boats. Next, and I don't even know if I said it correctly at the beginning, but yeah, this is supposed to be sort of an inventory quality of life update idea. And a lot of these ideas, like this one, I've brought up in some random videos here and there. I've just kind of collected them all into one. But yeah, water bottles. These should be stackable. Bottle of enchanting stacks to 64, honey bottles stacked to 16, empty glass bottles stacked to 64. I think a good compromise here would be just plain water bottle, no effects, nothing. Just have them stacked to 16. Once they have any sort of potion, I think, yeah, make them unstackable, but just trying to make like a brewery thing nice and efficiently, I think just making water bottles stackable at least up to 16 be a big time help. And that's all there really is there. Again, there's so many things in Minecraft as far as like what can all be in your inventory. This is about condensing that down in a way, in whatever way possible. Same as this. The idea of being able to condense down and have more simplified things. Now this would be for armor or weapons and tools. So you got the spyglass. This is like I don't even know if I really have a name for it. It'd be some sort of a block. It wouldn't look like this. It'd have to look better. But it could hold up to, 6 tools. It's kind of along the thinking, the armor stand, you can actually store 4 pieces of armor. Really simply, in just one little thing. Without taking up, inventory space and a chest or a barrel or something. Same with the bookshelf. You can store up to 6 books. It's kind of nice. So the idea here is, like, yeah, being able to store up to, like, 6 tools. Or weapons. Just anything you can carry in your hand. Now, can't I actually take any of these out because they're all locked armor stands, but kind of get the idea here. Pretty straightforward. But yeah, that's the idea there. What would you call it? Toolbox, maybe. Maybe a new block type. A toolbox. You could have up to 6 non-stackable items in it. Maybe that would be the way to do it. And that's all I got for there. And just make it look way better than this, because this looks like a chair that's done wrong. But on to the next thing. This is something I saw. What have I done? Anyways, on to the next thing. One of the more simplistic ideas here. I actually just saw this on one of Iskel's recent videos. I think this is a mod that exists, but it should just be in the game. You just add an item frame on top of a shulker box, and then you can put an item in there to signify, what is inside. however you want to arrange it. That way, you know, you could, oh, that's why it pushed up. I was going to say, just move this down. I was a bit confused there. But yeah, your different items, whatever you have inside there, like let's say, like with the wood, for example, let's say you got a bunch of brown shulker boxes, you know, one for each wood type. Well, now you can actually put the wood type as an indicator on the outside. Obviously it wouldn't be floating like this, it would be something like that. You know, you could dye the boxes brown like I was saying, but yeah, another way to further, because I'm actually starting to run into this with all the, now that I've got a bunch of shulker boxes in my survival world, I just throwing them down and it's starting to get confusing. Granted, I haven't even started dyeing them yet, so that'll probably help, but just a way in like a storage system, anything like that, anything with all like the building blocks. By the time you kind of hit the end game, you have so many. It'd be nice to further distinguish them beyond, you know, these are stone, these are wood, that type of stuff. So that's all there is for that. Next is this, the crate. And again, this should be something much better looking than this, but the idea of this is simple. This is like a one storage thing that holds 1,000 of one item. You know, it's just a block like a chest or a barrel, but it holds 1,000 items of only one item. Like you can't put more than one item in there of any kind. If you had one cobblestone in here, you try to put a regular stone, it wouldn't let you, is the idea. For reference, 1,000 is this much right here. So a little, just under 2 full, what is that? Let's count here. Let's be counting. So just under 16 stacks of items in one block. Perhaps these could act somewhat like shulkers where you could put them in chests. I don't know. But yeah, it's another, all these are kind of meant either to go together or just be, you know, ideas to ponder of how to keep up with inventory in a way. And yeah, you can even make it kind of annoying to craft one of these, you know, with, this is kind of what the idea I had, some dark oak logs, fences, and trapdoors on top. Just so you're really only using these for building blocks in my head, the way I think of it. Or like, you know, cobblestone, stone, everything you mine out, basically. It just, you get so much of it after a while that, yeah, a nice little 1,001 block, basically, would be handy. And not finally. Next, we have the fletching table. This, right-clicking, no use. Well, what should it do? I think there's a nice and really easy solution. Fletching table, you take your arrow and whatever splash potion, since it's, if you're firing it, you know, it would make sense that it would like break on impact, the arrow or whatever. So a splash potion, any type of arrow will give you that effect. So here we got splash potion water breathing, arrow of water breathing. Same here, splash potion poison, arrow of poison. And I think that'd be something, it'd just be an interface, just like in a crafting table interface almost. Or maybe you could just have one-on-one, and you could either, if you wanted to do 1-and-1, you could either have the recipe be this or something like this, and you'd get the spectral arrow. And that would, you know, bring a lot more usage to this block. It's the only one, now that I'm thinking about it, is there another? I think this is the only one that doesn't have a function yet, or like the villager trading thing, so it seems like a really simple add-on as far as giving it a function. And then the other thing, whoa, here, is for these clay pots. Like, I've dug up, in my survival world, I dug up what are they called, trail ruins, and I found some of these, but there's really not much function to them besides decoration, which is cool, but it's a lot of work for just that. So it's not particularly rewarding. So what I was thinking with something like this, let's say go to survival quick. Okay, I've got 4 XP right now. Now, let's just say you could right click on this pot and just point it on my screen, which obviously you can't see. if you right clicked on the pot, I'm not actually sure if it'll break if I just punch it, so I don't want to. But if you right click on the pot, you would, part of your XP, how I've got 10 there, part of your XP, you would actually store it in the pot. And then when you wanted to, if you needed some XP, you could have a bunch of these, like a stored XP thing. I mean, now that I think about it, Skulk is kind of like this in that way, but this would just be you finding a spot you could actually store it within game. And then, yeah, when you come over and you break it, you get that XP back, however much you put in. So right after you died, you could gain some XP back, or however you wanted to use it, completely up to you. But yeah, it's just another idea. Adding things into the game that make life simpler or more interesting. And finally, the last one. I've shown this one before, I know for sure. But let's pretend that's a bundle. I'll get to that in a second. This is the End Hopper. And how this works. Well, we don't have bundles yet, but they only hold 64 items, right? Well, that doesn't do much for inventory management unless we combine it with a new thing that can make this the most important thing in the game. So let's say we've got this bundle. Let me back up actually. This guy. This would be a new mob called the Endergoo. It is a slime variant for the end. We currently have slime for the overworld, magma cube for the nether, kind of these blocky type things that break down, just like that. Well, the Endergoo would be the exact same thing, but for the end. Or some other name, doesn't have to be Endergoo, but what he would drop is Endergoo, I guess is what I'm after. I originally thought of making this End Hopper, putting pearls around a hopper, but I think just adding a new mob I'm always for in Minecraft in general. So yeah, adding the Endergoo, they drop Endergoo, you surround a hopper with that, you get the End Hopper. And what the End Hopper does, so let's say I wanted to have something like that, right? Set up like that. Well, with the End Hopper, if you click on it with a bundle, right click on it with or shift right click on it with a bundle or something, you'd have to think of a way to do that. But what that would do is that would sync the bundle to the End Hopper. So now this is sort of in line with Doc's Shadow Tech idea in season 8 of Hermitcraft, but that basically creates a sync spot. This bundle will be synced to that hopper, so whatever's above that hopper feeding into it will all go into the bundle, and you'll have access to that. Basically, you'd be able to pull it out, you know, empty it out, it would refill with whatever's in there. So let's say you wanted cobblestone, you would just have, you had like 5 chests of cobblestone or something. You're building something, you got 5 of stone. You could just have a series of bundles in your hotbar, you know, 4 different bundles, 4 different materials. And you wouldn't have to be constantly flying back and forth between your inventory and getting more materials. You know, completely filling all this up, running out, going back to a shulker box. Your bundle would act as your item, essentially. It'd be a little bit different than the intended use of the bundle, but a way to kind of bring that idea into Minecraft without, you know, fully, what's the word? Changing things up. I don't think it changes things up too crazily. And this is, since you have to go to the end and kill an Endergoo to get these things, I mean, this is kind of an end game idea anyway. You wouldn't be able to get this in the overworld or the nether. So I mean, this is after you've beaten the dragon, you've gone to the end islands, all that anyway. And now you're in the end game, you're doing what you want. But that's all I really had for these. A few shorter videos, some simpler ideas. Well, I've been messing around, so anyways, I've been Evernoob. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you probably back in my... Get out of here. I'm trying to get this guy. Ha! I'll see you probably back. My next video will be a survival video. I just been sitting on this for a while. Kind of forgot some of it, even what all this was, so I wanted to end on that music that I love so much. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Like if you like, subscribe if you want, and that's it. Bye-bye.